Hello and welcome to The Budget Mouse, a podcast that will help you have an incredible Walt Disney World vacation, even if you're on a shoestring budget. I'm Leah, the blogger behind The Budget Mouse and The Frugal South. I visit Disney World many times each year and have tons of tricks for doing Disney on the cheap. I want you to have the incredible vacation you deserve, so I'm sharing all of my tricks with you on my sites and here in the podcast. This week's show is all about MagicBands, so let's dive in. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to episode 38. A Disney World topic I get lots of questions about on my sites is MagicBands. There's actually a lot to know about these little wristbands, so this week I'm sharing the basics, plus my top 10 tips, tricks, and hacks for having the best possible experience with MagicBands on your vacation. And even if you're a frequent visitor to Walt Disney World, I expect that you will learn something new about MagicBands. First, let's tackle what are MagicBands. So they came onto the scene about 5 years ago, and if you've visited Disney World in the past, you'll remember they replaced the Key to the World card that you used to get when you checked into a Disney Resort hotel. That card acted as your room key and a link to your room folio so you could make charges back to your room when you were in the parks. And MagicBands took that function and then added a whole lot more. So what we're talking about here are adjustable waterproof wristbands that have a small radio frequency chip inside, and the technology is called radio frequency or RFID. And it's common technology found in everything from video game controllers to keyless car entry. So when you are at Walt Disney World, you can use a MagicBand to do some or all of these things. Unlock your resort hotel room, enter theme parks as long as you've purchased a ticket, of course, access your FastPass Plus reservations, charge purchases and dining back to your resort hotel folio, use Disney's Magical Express for transfers to and from the airport, and add Disney PhotoPass pictures to your account. And I will say you can also use it to access your Disney dining plan credits and use them when you're at a restaurant. So to use your MagicBand, you tap the Mickey that's on the middle of your band to a receiver that's either on the room door or at the turnstiles going into the park or checkout registers, etc. Now, how do you get a MagicBand? You get one of two ways. You can make a reservation at a Disney World Resort hotel. These are the hotels that are owned and operated by Disney, and you'll get a MagicBand with any reservation. Or you can buy one on the Shop Disney website or other places. You can get them on Amazon, etc., but I recommend getting them direct from Disney so there's no issue with them. And that is if you're not staying at a Disney resort, you can also buy them out of pocket. So I think I already answered the question, are MagicBands free? Well, yes and no. So MagicBands are provided to every guest staying at a Walt Disney World Resort hotel at no additional charge. Even if you have a one-night reservation at a Disney hotel, you'll get MagicBands for every member of your travel party. They're also offered to annual pass holders. Like I've already mentioned, if you are not staying at a Disney resort, you can buy them, and they start at $14.99 now on the Shop Disney site and go up from there. $14.99 will be for a basic, solid color band in one of 8 colors that are offered to Disney resort guests for free. Now, people often ask me, how do I get this MagicBand? I've made my reservation. It's in my Disney Experience account. The reservation is. Now how do I actually get the band? So, after your resort reservation's in there, you should be able to customize your MagicBands at any point. So you used to have to wait until closer to your check-in date to customize your bands, but now it seems that you can do it any time once the reservation is linked. So you'll see along your reservation there, in my Disney Experience, customize your MagicBand. So you just click that and go in. Then after you customize them, if you live in the US, your MagicBands will be mailed to your home 3 to 4 weeks before your check-in date. And so be sure to customize that before then. Don't wait till the last minute to customize them. If you miss out on the customization, I believe they will send you gray bands that are just kind of the base color. I don't think they'll not send you bands if you don't customize them. I think they'll just all be gray. If you don't live in the US, unfortunately, your MagicBands will not be shipped out to you, but they will be waiting for you when you arrive at your resort desk. And I believe you can customize them. If you're not in the US, you can pick what color you want, and then they'll have your colored bands waiting there for you when you arrive. So another question I get asked a lot is like, how do they work with My Disney Experience? So they're essentially a link to your My Disney Experience account. So that's why they allow you to use the FastPass reservations in there and the park tickets that are in your My Disney Experience account. If you have multiple MagicBands, because you're a frequent offender like me, or sometimes you're doing a split stay on one trip where you're staying at two different resorts, the MagicBands can be used interchangeably, anything that's active in your account, because they're essentially a link to the same My Disney Experience account. And you are allowed to decline a MagicBand for the second part of your split stay on one vacation, and I always do that because I've accumulated MagicBands at this point, and I'm trying to not accumulate anymore. So I will decline MagicBands for the second part of a split stay or even for a whole trip because I have several at this point. Now, this is the money question right here. Do I need a MagicBand if I'm staying off property? That's probably the most often question I get asked, or the question I get asked most often. So the real answer is no, you don't need it. However, there are certain instances where you would probably really want to have one. If you are not staying at a Disney hotel, you still can use a MagicBand, though what you can do with it will be more limited. Anyone can buy a MagicBand and link it to your My Disney Experience account. You will want to make sure this is a new MagicBand that has never been linked to anyone else's account. So once a band is linked to someone's account, it can never be used for someone else's account, like they mate for life, like penguins. So you can never like say, oh, can I borrow your MagicBand from a friend or family member? So that won't work. You will want to, if you're going to buy one, buy a brand new MagicBand that has never been linked. So if you are staying off property and you link a MagicBand to your My Disney Experience account, and there's a very clear way to do that on, I believe, only the desktop version. I don't know if you can do that in the app. There's like limited functionality in the app. You can do a lot more on desktop, so I would try to do that on desktop. So you can use the MagicBand as your park ticket when you are in the parks. Once you have your park ticket in your My Disney Experience account, then your MagicBand will act the same as that ticket. You won't have to scan your ticket barcode on your phone or on the card or piece of paper. You can just tap your band instead, and that is really nice when you're trying to get everyone into the parks in the morning. I think the best part about it is to use it when you're redeeming fast passes. So again, instead of having to fish around in your pocket for a ticket or your phone and pulling up the barcode on your phone again, you can just tap your MagicBand to redeem each fast pass. And that is really helpful, especially if you're juggling kids. So you can also use your MagicBand when you're using PhotoPass. Photographers will just ask you to tap your band to a little device that they have after they take photos, and it will link the photos to your My Disney Experience account. And if you don't have a MagicBand, I honestly don't know what they do now. They used to give you a little card that you could use later to link the photos to your My Disney Experience account, and I assume they still do that, but I've just always had a MagicBand when I've gone lately, so I don't know what they do now. So you can't use the MagicBand as a payment method, unfortunately, if you're not staying at a Disney resort, because the charges go back to your room folio, and if you don't have one, then obviously you cannot charge anything back to a room that you don't have. But it is really handy to have a MagicBand. So I recommend buying one if you're going to Disney World and not staying on property in this situation. When you're visiting for more than a few days, so if you're going for a week, you're going to the parks for 5 or 7 days, it's going to really come in handy, and the per day cost is going to go down quite a bit. If you have little ones in tow and you're trying to like hold your kid's hand or deal with a stroller or all babies or all the things, a MagicBand is a great thing to have because you don't ever have to go fishing around in your bag or pockets. If you're riding a lot of attractions and using FastPass a lot, it also comes in handy. And if you're using PhotoPass a lot, so if you bought Memory Maker, the package where you will get all of the photos to download, then having the MagicBand there to keep scanning is going to be really helpful as well. One more thing, if you have a MagicBand linked to your account from a previous visit when you stayed on property, you can continue to use that for future visits until the MagicBand dies. So they do have a little battery in them, and the line from Disney is they last about 2 years. I expect they probably last quite a bit longer, but they're just trying to be safe. So you can just keep using that MagicBand even if you're not staying at a Disney resort, just to link to your park tickets and your fast passes and PhotoPass until the battery no longer works. let's talk customization of bands now. So something that Disney just announced that became popular overnight was, I think on May 20th, they announced that you would be able to upgrade from a free standard Disney Magic Band with a Disney Resort reservation to a custom band that has characters on it or decoration on it in some way, and that you would just be able to pay the difference between the standard band and the upgraded band. Well, quickly, the custom bands sold out because people took advantage of that right away, and they're now no longer available when I'm recording this, which is the 31st of May. So hopefully they will be restocked soon. And there is a message somewhere on Disney's website that said, oh, we're out right now, but we hope to have more in stock. So generally the price is about $10 to upgrade to a custom band and then up from there. But I will definitely take advantage of that to have a custom band for only $10. I feel like it's a pretty good deal. If you aren't able to do that or you don't want to spend the $10, there's other ways to customize your Magic Band. So the easiest way, or I don't know, the simplest way, is that on the Magic Band 2.0s, which are these new Magic Bands that have this puck in the middle, it's like a disc that is embedded in the band. You can remove the puck. There's little tiny screws on the back of the band, and you need like a little screwdriver you use for a watch. You can take the pucks out and you can switch them around in your travel party. So someone could have, say, a blue band with a pink puck in the middle, or mix them all up among your party. So that's one way to get a custom look without spending any money. It just takes a little time and a tiny screwdriver. Next, another way I've done for very cheap to customize the band, and I got lots of compliments on it when I did, was to get some tattoos, some Disney tattoos and like nail gems from the dollar store, and to like bling out your Magic Band that way. So if you clean the Magic Band first with some like rubbing alcohol, then apply the tattoos to the band, and you can stick the gems on as well. Then I covered that with a clear coat finish like you would put on fingernails, and they looked really nice. So I have pictures of all of this, like the mixed up Magic Bands with the pucks mixed up and the blinged out Magic Bands on the two posts that I am linking to in the show notes of this. So one is my like Magic Band 101 post that has most of this information that I'm mentioning in the show, and then I have like a tips and tricks about Magic Bands, so you'll find pictures of all the Magic Bands there. Okay, so the DIY, the tattoos and nail gems will set you back like $2, but you could do a whole bunch of Magic Bands for your trip. So the next step up for customizations in terms of cost would be vinyl decals that you can order on Etsy from people that design these and make these nice vinyl decals. So there's also pictures of one of those that I've tried in the blog post, and I like them a lot. You can get all different types. You could get just a tiny little decal that will just go on the Mickey on your band. You can get a decal that just goes on the puck part. You can get one that covers the whole band. And I mean, they're going to set you back, I don't know, $2 to $8 a piece. So still pretty affordable for customizing your bands. And then the most expensive way is to just order a custom Magic Band. And if you're paying out of pocket for it, they can get up to $50. So those are collectible ones, so not cheap for a custom Magic Band. But again, those basic Magic Bands, if you're buying them, are $15 out of pocket. So how does charging purchases to a Magic Band work? I get asked lots of questions about this. It's kind of mysterious. So when you check in for your stay at a Disney resort, either online or in person, you'll be able to put a credit card on file to cover purchases that are charged back to your room. So since your Magic Band acts as your room key and a link to your resort reservation, you can use it to charge purchases back to your room. And you do have to set up a 4-digit PIN number that you must enter anytime you make a charge with the Magic Band. And that's a way to keep them safe in the event that you would lose your band and someone doesn't go on a shopping spree at Disney World with it. So you can also set if you want a child to be able to make purchases or not with their band. So that's up to your discretion if you want to give them a PIN and allow them to make purchases, or you can have them not be able to use their Magic Band to make purchases. So your credit card on file won't be charged for the purchases you're made until, and I talked about this in the last show, it changed recently. If you're staying less than 5 nights, it will be charged on the night before you check out. But if you're staying more than 5 nights, every 4th night, your charges will go onto your credit card. So if you want to pay any of your room charges before that you've made with your Magic Band, before they hit your credit card, like with a discount Disney gift card, you have to do so before then. So I'm not going to lie, it's really hard to keep your spending in check at Disney World in general, and a MagicBand just makes it worse. So, I mean, they're brilliant to have it so easy to spend money. You just tap your MagicBand and enter your PIN, and you don't even have to look at the card or the cash that you're spending. So as long as you're prepared for that and you have like a budget in place, I think the ease of paying for food and everything with your MagicBand makes vacation simpler and more enjoyable. And really at this point, you can pay with your MagicBand at almost every place, like kiosks in the parks, at the pool bars, danger, and everywhere, really. Okay, so I think I've covered the basics at this point. So I want to get into my tips and my hacks for using MagicBands that I think will really help you enjoy your experience with them more. So first of all, you'll notice that if you're carrying a backpack at Disney World, which a lot of people do, when you're taking your backpack on and off, a lot of times the strap will rub on your MagicBand, and I have had it undo the strap many times and my MagicBand goes flying off while I'm like putting my backpack back on after a ride. So they make these little plastic devices called bit belts that will help keep the strap on your MagicBand when you're taking your bags on and off. So I have bought these 2-pack of bit belts on Amazon for $2.99, and it really will hold your MagicBand in place. But it does make it difficult to take on and off. So I think this is best if you just know you're going to keep your MagicBand on all day. You're spending a lot of time in the parks with a backpack and what have you. So you can also get like a 7-pack of MagicBands for $7, and that brings the price down per bit belt a little bit. So no more MagicBand flying on and off with the bit belt. Tip number 2 related to MagicBands is to always have a backup of your park ticket on your phone, just in case the magic didn't work and it didn't get linked to your MagicBand. So I've had to use this in the past. I bought a ticket to go to Mickey's very not so scary Halloween party for my daughter at the desk at my resort last year. And the cast member said, "Oh, it's linked to her MagicBand, so you'll be fine when you go into the parks." And I was like, can I have like a piece of paper printout of this ticket just as a backup, just in case? Well, I was glad I did, because when we got to the park, she scanned her MagicBand and there was no ticket on it. So I was able to very quickly, I had my paper copy of it over my receipt. We took it over to the window. They made it work and we went in. But if I had not asked for that copy of the ticket, I wouldn't have known what to do at that point, and it would have probably taken a lot longer. So I would say take a picture or have it digitally on your phone that you can show the receipt or the barcode for your ticket. And just in case there is some issue with the MagicBands, because I'm not gonna lie, there are glitches. What do they say at Disney? Like Stitch was in there causing problems or something. But anyway, there are glitches sometimes with MagicBands. So I'd just say to have a backup. Tip number 3. You don't have to actually wear your band on your wrist to use the MagicBand. So if you don't want to wear it on your wrist, you can do a few different things. First, you can purchase a Magic Keeper from Disney, from Shop Disney, that is either a lanyard clip or a carabiner that will hold the puck from your band. So like I said, you can remove that puck from the MagicBand 2.0, and these little Magic Keepers will hold the puck and it's like Mickey shaped. It's super cute. And then you can clip it onto a bag or something. But even better than that, I think, is a little MagicBand puck holder that my blogging friend Patty from WDW Vacation Tips designed and sells on her Etsy store. And I'm going to link directly to this store in the show notes because this is so helpful. It's a little cute, super cute, Minnie or Mickey shaped puck holder, and it slides onto a watch band. So you could slide your puck with your MagicBand, from your MagicBand, onto your existing Apple Watch or whatever kind of watch band you have, and then you will only have one thing on your wrist. So oftentimes when I have my MagicBand on my wrist, I'm having to pull my phone out to check the time to know what time I need to go use my fast passes, and I have thought, if I could just have it all in one on my wrist, that would be great. So that is a great way to do that. You can alternatively use your band and slide a watch onto it. So Disney on shopdisney.com sells either digital or analog little clock that is very cute in the shape of Minnie or Mickey that slides onto your MagicBand as well. But that will be more. Those little puck holders that Patty sells on Etsy are $9.97, and the watches are quite a bit more. $20 or $30. So you don't have to necessarily wear that wristband to get the benefit of having the MagicBand on your wrist. So another tip is that you will get free Magic Bands for everyone in your party with even a one-night stay. And it doesn't have to be a one-night stay that is booked through Disney. So if you go through any seller of Disney hotels, that can be Hotwire, that can be Orbitz, Priceline, Expedia, anywhere, and you link your reservation to your My Disney Experience account, you will get Magic Bands for everyone in your party. So even people when they're staying off property for a longer stay might want to consider a one-night stay at the beginning of their trip to get Magic Bands for everyone in your party, because if you had a big group, that is one thing to consider, doing a split stay to get your Magic Bands. And you also get other benefits when you stay on Disney property. You can book fast passes in advance for those first 2 days. You can get extra magic hours for those first 2 days. So if you're willing to move resorts once, you might just want to get a cheap night at All Star Sports, my favorite cheap Disney resort, to stay there and get Magic Bands and get all of the benefits that come with that. My fifth tip is that if you do happen to lose your Magic Band in the parks, let a cast member know right away, because they can likely get in touch with someone who can locate it thanks to the RFID signal that it is emitting. Also, I suggest using your Magic Band for a form of kid identification. So if you're traveling with a little one, think about using a silver Sharpie or a paint pen and write your phone number on the inside of the Magic Band. So if your child's ever separated from you, they can just show the cast member your phone number and they can use it to locate you quickly. Another tip is, and this one you have to be a little bit careful with, is that you are able to use other people's fast passes if you can use their Magic Band. So everyone must use the Magic Band connected to their account to enter the parks because of the fingerprint scan that you must do that's attached to your ticket. However, once you're in the park, you can use someone else's Magic Band for fast passes. So if a member of your group has a fast pass for an attraction and that they don't want to ride it, they can lend their Magic Band to someone else and let them ride multiple times. But my warning with this is that the person has to actually be in the parks with you for this to work. So you can't leave grandpa behind in the hotel room and take his Magic Band with you and expect to use his fast passes. He actually has to be there in the park and be kind of checked into the park to use anyone else's fast passes. So another thing related to using the dining plan with the Magic Bands is that if you have a Disney dining plan during your stay, all of the credits for the whole plan are loaded onto the Magic Bands of everyone in your party. This means that if you are separate, you can use a snack or meal from the pool of credits on your own. So also any member of the party can have their band scanned when it comes time to pay with your credits. It doesn't have to be the first person on the reservation. Anyone can pay for the Disney Dining Plan credits with their band. Also, you have to enter your PIN to use dining plan credits just like you do to make a purchase. So you may want to check out my post with tips and tricks for making the most of the dining plan to learn more about how the credits kind of work and they're pulled together. But know that just like your Magic Band has a link to your My Disney Experience account, if your My Disney Experience account has a dining plan on it, it also pulls from that big pool of dining plan credits from every Magic Band does. So a trick that is really helpful when you're traveling with an intergenerational group or a group of friends is that everyone's Magic Band can be set up to charge back to a different credit card on the room account. So sometimes we stay in the same room with a grandparent or a friend who wants to make charges back to their own credit card with their Magic Band. A cast member at your resort's front desk can link a particular Magic Band to a credit card that's different from the main one that's on file for room charges. We have done this often and it's been successful on all but one trip, actually maybe 2 times, because I've done it a lot, where we've tried to link someone's Magic Band to their own credit card and then it ended up going to mine anyway, and then we just settled with that later, but it wasn't a big deal. But it is nice to have it set up to be able to do that so everyone can make their own charges. So my last tip here is to remember to put your Magic Band in your carry-on luggage. If you're arriving in Orlando by air and taking the Magical Express to your resort hotel, it's easiest to have your Magic Band with you. They can just scan that as your way to pull up your reservation and get on the Magical Express. Now, if you forget your Magic Bands or you're picking them up at your hotel, don't worry, you can just provide them with your resort confirmation number and they can look up your reservation that way. So I hope I answered all of your questions about Magic Bands in this episode, but if I didn't, please join our discussion in the Budget Mouse Facebook group. We incredibly hit 2,000 members this week, which is just so amazing to me. So there's lots of people who are willing to help answer your questions about your Disney vacation. I'm in there. I have 2 admins in there as well, helping answer questions. So if you haven't joined already, please hop on over to Facebook. Just search for The Budget Mouse. You have to ask to join and one of us will add you. You can also ask me questions about anything through the blog. You can leave a comment on any post on thefrugalsouth.com or thebudgetmouse.com, and I will get back to every comment myself. You can email me directly, Leah, Leah, at thebudgetmouse.com. You can leave me a comment or a question on Instagram. I'm at thebudgetmouse. And if you haven't followed me on Pinterest yet, please do, because I share pins every day about planning Disney World vacations and saving money. So I do need to give a special thank you to my patrons who support the show with a small monthly contribution. So you can head over to Patreon, patreon.com/thebudgetmouse, and learn about the special perks and content that you get when you become a patron of the show. And it starts at only $2 a month. So thanks again for listening, everyone. And I hope you have a magical day.